here to Idaho, he turned 5 literally the day that we got here, the day before we got here. And I remember thinking to myself, this is the lifestyle, this is the place that I want to be and raise my children, because we were in Southern California. We literally lived in a house that had 6-foot fences. We had 3 Dobermans as pets to protect our property, protect my children. My kids couldn't walk to school because I was fearful that they were going to be kidnapped off the street. I couldn't go to an ATM without someone going with me, or broad daylight, and even in broad daylight you weren't safe. But when we moved here, everybody was waving at us as we were driving down the road. And I can still remember, I vividly driving through Duck Valley and people waving. And I kept saying, is something wrong with the car? Like, Dave, do we have a flat tire? Is something like, what's wrong? And he'd be like, I think they're just waving to be nice. And I'm like, why? Daniel was the most tender-hearted little kid you could ever see. He loved all animals. He had an assortment of them, but he was also a little pistol. He knew what he wanted. He would do whatever he had to do to get it. He loved his sisters. He was the baby, so they protected him and they took good care of him, and he reciprocated. Super caring, but he was all boy. There was just dirty, grubby little fingers all the time. I can still remember one night we were sitting here and I looked at his hands and there was just scratches and everything over them. And I'm like, son, what did you do? And he goes, just being a boy, Mom. So when we moved here to Idaho, our neighbors down the street, they did team roping, and Daniel just gravitated down there, as did us. They told us about some kid rodeos, and he saw sheep riding for the first time, and he wanted to ride a sheep. And I just remember thinking, who rides sheep? I mean, you know, they're like a giant dog. Why are you riding them? So we took him to Buell for a kids rodeo, and he got on a sheep, and that was the beginning. Bull riding is not about strength. Bull riding is about balance. This bull can feel a fly on his back. What do you think he feels when you're on him?
Here he comes, Daniel Dopps, one of our all-star captains on the Wrangler team. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Dopps! Oh man, that's why they wear the protective vest.
If you think you want to be a bull rider, you probably shouldn't. You have to know this is what you want to do. You have to watch this sport. You have to study this sport. You have to understand what you're up against and try to make yourself be as safe as you possibly can be.